Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so if you're planning a trip to a German-speaking country, you might be, well, kind of dreading the grammar, right? But what if I told you that German grammar isn't just a list of dry, boring rules? It's actually a highly logical, deeply satisfying puzzle. Seriously? Once you know the shapes of the pieces, they click together perfectly to unlock your ability to travel smoothly, confidently, and most importantly, politely through Germany. Today, we're putting together the exact puzzle pieces you're going to need to navigate hotels, decode train stations, and easily communicate your needs. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll meet the helper verbs. Then, the sentence puzzle rules. Third, politeness and desires. Fourth, cracking train ticket codes. Next, the splitting verbs. And finally, avoiding common mistakes. Let's get right into it. Section 1, meet the helper verbs. Okay, let's dive into this and meet the very first set of pieces for our language puzzle. In German grammar, these are known as modal verbs. But honestly, to put it simply, a modal verb is just a helper. It never really wants to do the work alone. It teams up with another action verb to totally change the mood or the meaning of the sentence. Think about the English phrase, I travel. I mean, that's just a simple fact, right? But if you add a helper verb, it completely changes the situation. I can travel shows ability. I must check out shows obligation. I may smoke here shows permission. These helper verbs are for sure your absolute best friends because they let you express a huge variety of needs with practically zero effort. Right, so here are 3 of the absolutely crucial helper verbs you'll need. Können, meaning can or to be able to, müssen, meaning must or to have to, and dürfen, meaning may or to be allowed to. Now, notice how these core puzzle pieces actually change their shape, or, conjugate, depending on exactly who is taking the action. For instance, if I'm talking about myself, ich, it's kann, muss, or darf. But if we're talking about wir, meaning we, they revert back to their full forms, können, müssen, and dürfen. Recognizing these little patterns is your very first step to mastering the board. Section 2, the sentence puzzle rules. Okay, now that we've got our helper pieces, we need to figure out how they actually lock into place on the board. So the crucial point is this. In German, when you use a helper verb, it firmly locks into position 2 of the sentence. Then it takes the main action verb in its pure, totally unchanged infinitive form and throws it all the way to the very end of the sentence. It's like a giant puzzle. Step 1 is the subject, ich. Step 2 is your conjugated modal, möchte. Step 3 holds all your time and details, morgen, nach, Deutschland. And finally, step 4 is the main verb securely at the end, reisen. Put it all together. Ich möchte morgen nach Deutschland reisen. Once you get this specific rhythm down, subject, modal, details, and verb, you are going to be able to build literally thousands of correct sentences. Section 3, politeness and desires. Let's shift our focus to real-world travel stakes because getting what you want at a hotel or a bakery without accidentally sounding rude is absolutely vital. Here are our remaining helper verbs of desire and expectation. We've got wollen for want, möchten for would like, sollen for should, and mögen for like. Now, just a really quick note for you A1 learners out there. You'll often use mögen to express simply liking a noun, like ich mag Tee, I like tea, or ich mag hotels. But when it comes to actually expressing a desire to do something, we really need to look closely at wollen and möchten. And this brilliantly illustrates a vital cultural difference you absolutely must be aware of. Both wollen and möchten express a desire, right? But wollen is very strong, super direct, and honestly, it can sound pretty demanding. Ich will ein Zimmer buchen translates to I want to book a room. It can come across as kind of pushy. On the other hand, möchten is softer and much more polite. Ich möchte ein Zimmer buchen translates to I would like to book a room. As a traveler, you should always pull that möchten puzzle piece for requests in hotels, restaurants, and shops. It is literally the key to getting friendly service. Section 4, cracking train ticket codes. All right, time to take these tools and apply them to a famously fast-paced and, let's be honest, sometimes really stressful travel scenario, the German train station. If you've ever stared at a display board, you know they just love their abbreviations. You have to be able to decode these quickly, especially because train platforms in Germany definitely have a reputation for changing at the very last second. So, Ab stands for Abfahrt, your departure. An is Ankunft, your arrival. Halt is a stop. Gleis is your platform or track. And perhaps the most important one to watch out for, Umst, which is short for Umstieg, meaning transfer. Let's plot out a mini journey just to bring this all to life. Imagine you look at your ticket. At 10:12 Uhr is your abfahrt, the departure. The sentence for that would be der Zug fährt ab. Then at 12:00, you have an umsteigen, a transfer, in Hanover on Gleis 5. Finally, at 13:48 Uhr is your ankommt, the arrival. Der Zug kommt an. Stringing these specific words together basically maps out your entire trip. Okay, quick practice prompt for you based on what we literally just learned. Imagine I'm the attendant at the info desk, and you ask me, wann fährt der Zug ab? When does the train depart? Take a split second and try to answer that in your head based on our little timeline. Got it? The answer is, der Zug fährt 10:12 ab. Section 5. The splitting verbs.
Let's move on and see how this all builds, introducing the final, notoriously tricky pieces of the German puzzle. A separable verb is exactly what it sounds like. It's a verb with a prefix attached right to the front of it. In a normal, everyday sentence, that prefix just snaps off and flies to the very end of the sentence, acting kind of like a bookend. For example, take the verb aufstehen, which means to get up. The auf part will just break right off.
Now, what's really interesting is the absolute magic trick that happens when we combine what we've learned. So, without a modal helper, you have a normal sentence. Ich stehe 6 Uhr auf. I get up at 6 o'clock. See how the prefix auf separated and went to the end? But wait, when we add our helper verb müssen, ich muss 6 Uhr aufstehen, the modal acts like super glue because the modal absolutely forces the main verb to the end of the sentence in its infinitive form. The separable verb stays completely whole. Aufstehen doesn't split at all. No way. Here are the most common separable prefixes you're actually going to encounter while traveling. There's ab, like in abfahren, to depart, an in ankommen, to arrive, auf in aufstehen, to get up, ein in einsteigen, to board the train, and mit in mitbringen, to bring along. But remember, if you use a helper verb like möchten or müssen, these stay happily glued together at the very end of your sentence. Section 6. Avoiding common mistakes. We've collected a whole bunch of puzzle pieces today, so let's quickly review and fix a couple of typical beginner traps. Here is trap number 1. It is so incredibly tempting to say, ich möchte buche ein Zimmer. I mean, it sounds exactly like English grammar. But remember our core board rule. After you place your conjugated modal in position 2, your main verb absolutely must go all the way to the end in its pure dictionary infinitive form. So the correct sentence is always, ich möchte ein Zimmer buchen.
And trap number 2 involves our separable verbs. Sometimes learners try to split the verb even when using a modal, or they forget to put the time details right in the middle. So saying ich muss aufstehen 6 Uhr is completely incorrect. You have to reinforce that superglue rule in your mind. The modal keeps the separable verb glued together at the very end, and all your time details sit quite comfortably in the middle. Ich muss 6 Uhr aufstehen.
Just to make sure you feel totally equipped out there, here's a highly practical self-check checklist. First, conjugate the modal for your subject. Second, lock it firmly into position 2. Third, sandwich your time and details right in the middle. Fourth, place your main infinitive verb at the very end. Fifth, always default to möchten for polite requests. That keeps the locals smiling. And lastly, let your modal act as glue. Just leave those separable verbs totally intact at the end. Mastering these puzzle pieces definitely takes a little bit of practice, but it literally unlocks the whole language for you. If you want a perfect structured environment to continue practicing these steps, building up your speaking, and getting your grammar explanations from A1 all the way up to C1, you should for sure check out the Falowen Learning Hub. It's powered by the Learn Language Education Academy, and it's designed specifically to help you build exactly this kind of practical confidence for your travels and life in German-speaking countries. You can find all the details at www.falowenlearning.ac. Now that you know exactly how the board works, you can start building real, useful sentences. You can ask for permission, you can express your needs politely, and you can totally decode your journey across the entire country. So what does this all mean for you? Well, with your helper verbs packed and your puzzle rules perfectly set, where in Germany will you book your next ticket to? Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer, and happy travels!